Welcome, Spartans, to Podcast Evolved, part of Evolved, your home for Halo. Podcast Evolved hosts original lore series and recaps last month's Halo news. Our current lore series is Infinite Impressions, if you'd like to check that out. I am your host, Krysta, and today I have Aaron.
Hi, guys.
And David.
Hello, everybody.
And today we're going to cover the news. So good. I'm so excited for news.
I forgot to fill those bullet points out. I just realized that. Thanks for putting that in there, Krysta.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's definitely, the news is going to be really uplifting and happy because nothing's been going on negative in the Halo community.
Well, nothing negative's happened in the last week, I don't think.
In the last, 24 hours, it's been okay. Alright, so before we get started, I have to read this entire paragraph of stuff. So, if you're new to the show, welcome. Evolved is the host to a variety of shows. What you're listening to right now, is Podcast Evolved. You can check out our previous lore series, The Road to Infinite and Character Dossiers. Evolved also hosts the show like Mission Debrief, Bells with Blocks, Halo Book Club, Halo Headlines, and our newest show, What Is This? Halo Gear Guide and Halo TV Plus. There's so many shows. There's so much things for you, the listener. We also partner with HCS Pro Talk, a podcast where Josh and Will discuss the latest information with the competitive Halo scene, with an emphasis on the community every week. And I know HCS is currently going strong, so I'm sure they have interesting things to say about that. You can learn more about each of our shows on Evolve's website, evolvedhalo.com. If you're already a fan of the show, we ask you to rate us and leave us a review. We greatly appreciate all feedback and we receive from the listeners to improve the quality of our shows. We would like to take this moment to thank all of our patrons. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Your contributions allow us to continue making new content like this every time we feel like making content. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, guys.
If you're not subscribed, our patrons receive a variety of exclusive rewards, such as early episodes, unique swag, access to our podcast soundtrack, because we have one of those, and much, much more. You can head to patreon.com/HaloEvolved to learn more. And finally, the last paragraph I have to read, we encourage our listeners to support Audible, where they can enjoy the growing collection of Halo novels all in one place with thousands of other novels, guided wellness programs, and more. Use the URL audibletrial.com/podcastevolved to learn more and start your free trial today. And with that, we will move into, have you guys done the Halo things? What Halo things have you done?
We have done a lot of Halo things this last, week and a half, David. Haven't we?
That's right, baby. I'm back. Krysta, I play Halo now. It's pretty crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, actually. You're going to jail.
I've seen some numbers are going up. I'm doing some challenges. I'm getting some stuffs. I'm several million seasons behind everybody else. But it's pretty fun.
That's great.
It's not too bad to, work your way through it. But no, we played, did we play 3 nights last week? Or 4 nights? Something like that?
Something, yeah. I think about 3. We definitely gave it 3. Plus today.
Plus tonight again, yes. We had a great time playing Land Grab there for a while. Took a little bit to get into it. We lost one game terribly, and then the rest of the time was me shouting at myself for stupid mistakes or trying to work out the logic of the beatdown. I did actually die at one point today where it looked like the other player just ran through me and stole my life force out of me as he ran, so I don't know if I got hit from somewhere else or what happened, because he didn't do a beatdown animation. I just died.
It's just a new thing that 343 have added. You can just run through people and steal their souls.
Yeah, so I need to go have a little look at see what I'm going wrong with there, but I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. I went up 8 levels on the regular season pass. I'm now up to 11 on the Fracture event. I don't think I'll finish that before the event's over, but still, I went from 5 to 11 tonight. I'm quite pleased. I might actually play another game when we're done this.
Damn.
I know, I don't like it.
Halo's not as dead as we thought.
Well, that's debatable, but I think sometimes it's just better with other people than on your own.
Definitely.
I think I've definitely, yeah. Krysta, have you done any Halo at all recently?
No, I made the mistake of installing Elder Scrolls Online onto my computer, and now that's all I do.
That's where you've been all this time.
Oh, it's great, but terrible. I'm just so sick of Todd Howard just not releasing Elder Scrolls 6. I had to do something.
How's it been?
That's good. It's a good game. I recommend it if someone's interested in playing it. Pretty good.
I downloaded it once a way back at the start, wasn't really feeling it, and then never went back. But the only MMO I've ever really played is Star Trek Online, and I barely understand what I'm doing, and I've put lots of hours and money into that game. So I don't know if I just have like the mental capacity to learn another MMO at all.
I feel like one MMO is too many, so I mean, there's just so much shit to do in MMOs.
Yeah, that should be like a tattoo somewhere. Just one MMO was too many. Now, if they built a Halo one, I'd give it a go, like, but still.
I wouldn't. I would not play Halo MMO.
You wouldn't?
That's crazy talk.
Yes, you would. Colin would make you because we have Mission Debrief. Imagine covering an MMO. God, we'd never be done.
It'd just be one continuous episode that never ends.
Yeah, we'd basically be indentured servants to Colin.
These things happen.
Pass.
Any other Halo? Does anyone have any more Halo stuff before we do news?
Nope, nothing else.
Good.
Alright, we'll get stuck into the news. Also, apologies if you hear a thud at any point during this recording. It's hotter than stink in my house and I may just pass out.
Oh.
Let's go through this and see how this goes.
You'll keep going through the news though, right? Even if you're passed out?
The dog is here. She will take over if needed. She will be able to give you all the up-to-date information you need on the state of the Halo universe.
What's your favorite Halo game?
The one that doesn't suck, so none of them. Ha Jokes aside, let's get stuck into this. First thing we had was a cannon fodder. So there are actually two cannon fodders. I don't think we talked about 131, and that was an interview with, we may have mentioned it in the headlines, but it was an interview with Kelly Gay about Rubicon Protocol. So if you get a chance, go and have a look at that. I think we will have to harass Kelly next year and get her back on the show to talk about the book. We haven't done a guest show in a while. It's maybe worth a look. And it's always good to make sure that her horse hasn't tried to kill her again. Kelly, if you're listening, let us know, are you safe? Are you safe from the horse?
Please.
Or if you have a new bottle of glue, you will also understand.
Right, so the first part of the cannon fodder, 132, it's called High Value Histories. The first bit was a reminder about that interview with Kelly, and then we get a series of lore details on characters that have been fleshed out in the universe over the year from the games. So this is pretty much, oh yes, that elite over there actually has a name and a backstory. I listed them all and I'll just like rattle a few off, but it's not major detail. But you've got Zuka Zanami, he's the guy from the Flood that's hunting Chief that you murder in the elevator when you play the game, and you've like no idea who he is because he has no name or anything, but he's actually, you know, a detailed character with backstory. Turns out the two hunters on Silent Cartographer are also named characters, but I'm not pronouncing their names, so we're just not going there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the two hunters that you fight on the top of the... When you go up the first time into the hill, and you fight the two hunters in, like, the dish at the top.
Oh, yes. Actually, where Fallhammer... Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. This is outside the base, yeah.
There's a little bit of interesting lore, yeah, that comes with it too, where they talk about how, from the lore, these are more like a parent and child, because the second hunter only recently spawned from the original, and like one's much older than the other, and they have different play styles, and talks about how one likes to get up close and personal, and the older one likes to sit back and fight from a distance, which is very like the two hunters when you're actually fighting them. Next up, we had an order of jackal snipers called the Jakar, and they're the Halo 2 bastards. They're just an entire order. And it's very convenient that it says they look no different from other jackals, they're just better.
Oh, so that's why Halo 2 is such a nightmare.
They're just legendary. That's all.
I like how they had to explain why.
Yep, you need to explain why they're so powerful. We have Vero Athula? Athuli. He is one of the dead elites that you come across as Buck in ODST. He was betrayed by the Brutes. He was the elite in charge on the ground after the Prophet of Regret fled the city. He was trying to gather all the troops up, and then the Brutes get the order to kill everyone. Bractonus is the chieftain that killed the elite. He's the guy that you fight on top of the skyscrapers. He injures Romeo in ODST, and then you kill him.
I have to say, this is pretty cool. I'm loving all this.
Yeah, there's a load of little bits about a lot of them, so you can sort of work your way through. We have the Yanmei hive wards, and they're basically the top end of the Yanmei soldiers. They protect the hive, and that's why they are the gold buggers in the data hive level in ODST. They are a special elite.
They're the ones with shields. Yeah, I remember these.
Yes. We have Ardo Mortimer. He is the gold elite that you kill in Long Night of Solace on the control room.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, he has a whole name and identity. He's friends of the shipmaster.
And he's dead.
Yeah, you end up blowing his ship up as well, so...
I love trying to get in there and assassinate him before everybody finds you. That's pretty cool.
Because he's a pain in the hole. We have Endurance of Will. She, if you remember from the Forerunner trilogy, she was the warrior servant that fancied the Didact, and the librarian convinced her to be composed and defend his cryptum.
Oh, they reckon they just slot her in somewhere. Interesting.
Yeah, she was there, and it turns out they actually salvage... she gets taken out, but they salvage her essence and upload her into war games, so that must be in the lore there somewhere. So she's actually alive in the war game simulation on Infinity.
Oh, they have such good ideas, the people of Halo. Let's put people's essences into the war games.
But to be fair, it does say she's actually pleased with the outcome because she's using her position to help refine the fighting skills of the Spartans. So she's not evil, she's just happy. She's just
the lady in the war games.
We have Cthulhu Arik, and he is on the Osiris level in Halo 5. I believe he is on the... what is the big floaty platform and the start in Osiris? What do we call that? The Kraken?
Oh, the Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in command of the Kraken. There's backstory. He's also in the audio logs that you find. I believe him and his brother fights for the Arbiter, and they're fighting each other, and they both die.
Oh, cool.
Glory to the houses. And then this last one, Warlord Horatius. He is that prick in the final level of Infinite with the gravity hammer.
Oh, yes.
In the silent auditorium. He does not deserve a backstory. He is an asshole.
Assholes don't get...
No, assholes should not get backstory, Krysta. You're right.
They get removed from Halo history.
Oh, I hated him so much, and I wasn't even playing a Legendary. Other things to mention in this was they gave a shout out to some asshole called Tom Jurassic.
What?
What?
Never heard of him before.
Oh my god.
That's not right. This is Halo. This isn't Jurassic Park.
I know, imagine. So I don't know who this guy is anyway, but he got a shout out. And then there was a community Q&A section. Nothing particularly exciting there, so we can skip that.
What did Tom even do?
Oh, he made videos or something like that. Jerk, YouTube jerk.
Jurassic Park videos?
He made a cinematic showcase of the locations in Infinite, which are also in Rubicon Protocol.
Oh, he was playing with the, he figured out how to glitch the game to make it, no UI, so you could do, more cinematic things.
He was doing a few things with it. He told me a bit of stuff when we were recording the last time, so shout out to Tom.
Good work, Tom.
Yeah. He's so dedicated.
Making Halo content. What's he at, huh?
He did feature on a previous episode not that long ago, so he does still exist. He's a thing.
He is alive.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Next up, we have the Halo Infinite September playlist update. So, This is nothing to get too excited about. Few things here, though, of interest that I pulled out. Last Spartan Standing is being removed and will only be back again for the final 2 events. The team basically said by the end it was accounting for just 1% of all player activity.
Oh no.
Not a popular one.
No, that is a very decisive no, we're not interested. So it will be back for the final. Last Spartan Standing is the regular event, not the Fracture one, so it'll be gone after October then. They also gave us a ranking of the current playlist, so this is what's from most popular to least popular, so funnily enough, quick play. Then it's ranked Arena, which probably makes sense.
Oof.
Fiesta,
Hell yeah.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Team Slayer,
Yes.
Big Team Battle,
Okay.
Tactical Slayer. It's higher than I would have thought.
People love SWAT, man. I thought SWAT would be up higher than that now, to be honest.
I feel like it's a bit sweaty for a lot of people, though. I'm not surprised that Big Team's higher. Land Grab. Now, we had a lot of fun with Land Grab, so I get that.
Yeah, first time playing Land Grab was today, actually, and I actually thought it's a great game mode. Even myself and Aaron, like, 2 of us communicating, and we just cleaned up. Like, it was so satisfying. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like with 4.
Oh, I think if you had a full team of 4, you could just destroy and own in every level. Like, it's really easy to just take control of everything with that. Ranked doubles is next. I'm surprised that's as high as it is. And then team doubles. Suppose if ranked's high, team's not far. Team snipers, rumble pit, and then bot boot camp, which I'm actually not entirely surprised about, because normally when we play for a night, our first game's always a warm-up with bot boot camp.
I thought more people would be in there, like, grinding stuff out, to be honest. I thought it might have been more popular.
I'd say that's probably why it even makes the list above. You know, like, it's just there because people are using it for that in warm-up games, but there has been a new clear-cut winner. So the team basically said every time there's an event, the event playlist is, as you would expect, the most popular, but the Happening playlist was 4-fold more popular than anything else. So it's going to be added in permanently. So it's been rebranded as Big Team Battle Social, and will go live after the event. So I think it should be live now. It is actually. I did look earlier.
Is all happening stuff Fiesta? Random weapons?
Not all of it, because Shoddy Snipers was when we played Shoddy Snipers, that was happening as well. But everything that's there, yes, will now be in Big Team Battle Social. So that's pretty cool.
I like that. Yeah.
None of the other event playlists, I think, were as popular to demand a permanent spot.
Oh, funny. And just the next point you're about to say, they're getting rid of Land Grab.
So after the Entrench event, it will rotate out, because the same thing, it's proving to not be as popular, and they basically have a bar where once it drops below a certain level of engagement, getting matchmaking in that's more difficult. I'd assume now it's popular because it's the event.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, and then after the event, it probably goes back to being pretty quiet. Nothing too strange or exciting overall there, I don't think. Big Team Battle Social excites me, though. I like the yapping and stuff, so I'd be happy to play a bit more of that. Like, we had a good time playing Shoddy Snipers, and I hate
that's true.
shotguns and snipers, but we had a great time. Right, we got another part to the Fracture lore for the Sky Marshal story. That's parts 1 through 4 now available. It's left on a cliffhanger now. I haven't read it because we're going to review all 5 parts as a impressions episode. So if you go and read through them, you can vote on part 5 and what the outcome of the lore will be, and that will drop with the next event. I believe that's near the end of October, just rolling into November. I think it might be like the last week of this season. That'll be your final week to play the Fracture stuff and get the armor unlocked, and then you can read the story, and we'll review it as an impressions episode, because it's... The first one was interesting. The second part I wasn't as blown away by, and then I just thought I'd save the other 2 till we're done. Next up, David, this will be of some interest to you. The co-op and mission replay achievements have been revealed. We are getting a total of 26 new achievements at 420 gamer score.
Give it to me. I want these.
Some will be possible solo, some will require 4-player Spartan teams. I'm going to run down the list, shout as you go if there's anything that excites you. We're going to read all 24 because it's a light week in the news, so...
Let's do it.
The first one up is called Mix Things Up. It is get at least one kill with every available weapon and grenade on the banished ship, and that is worth 20G.
20 Gs, baby.
Okay.
The next one is called Stick Around, and that is defeat Tremonius with the Skewer, 20G.
Oh, I love that.
Rapid unscheduled disassembly, that is destroy both the Phantoms before they leave Outpost Tremonius, 20G.
I figured you're going to definitely call for that and some heavy weapons, because that's right at the beginning of the game as well too.
Out with a bang, kill the tower commander with a plasma grenade, 20G. I'd imagine that someone sacrifices themselves as the others chuck plasmas at them. Workplace safety violation, kill an enemy with the banished mining laser.
With the mining laser?
You know, at the conservatory, like you probably have to lure the enemies out there and have someone else hit the button.
Interesting.
Yes?
Can you turn it on and off yourself?
No, I think you turn it on when you activate it, you know, with the cutscene after you kill the guy. So I'd imagine you might, I don't know how that's going to work. It'll be interesting.
Can you punch them into it or something? Or I don't really know how you knock an enemy into it.
Maybe you would like grapple shot them and pull them across.
That's interesting. I can't wait to see some videos of how people do that.
Yeah. Conservation of momentum. Complete the conservatory in less than 15 minutes, 20G. That seems demanding. It really does beat everything. Eliminate all the enemies at the South Beacon with a Scorpion tank, 20G.
Classic.
Vintage fisticuffs. In the Nexus, kill the Hunter pair with melee final blows.
Fuck that.
Oh, Jesus.
Spire Stalker. Kill 40 enemies with the Stalker rifle at the Command Spire, 20G.
Okay.
Turnabout is fair play. Kill one chieftain and use his turret to kill another in the repository.
Okay. I think I've actually done this.
Next up, more than he bargained for. Defeat War Chief Escharum without ever fully losing your shields.
Fuck that noise. That's going to be tough.
You're gonna have to play on easy for that.
Or play on co-op and one guy hides or some shit.
Yeah, that seems like the way to do it, is everyone else run around and fight and have one person protect themselves and then just come out for the kill shot. But if that only applies to the person that kills, then you've got to do that 4 times.
Oh, I don't think it's the kill shot. It just says defeat, which makes me think it's just finish the fight.
Oh, true. Well, in that case, yeah, you could just hide. There are a few spots where you might be able to just, like, get away from him.
Especially if he chases everybody else. Or if one person could just aggro him. It might not be too bad. I wonder how if they change up his AI and how he works in that fight, if there's multiple Spartans running around him.
True, you don't always want him to go for the closest, you want him to go for the one dealing damage so you can distract him. That could be interesting. Next up, what's rightfully ours. In co-op, capture all forward operating bases in any difficulty. 10G, easy enough.
Lovely.
Wardens of Zeta. In co-op, complete all 7 banished outposts in any difficulty.
Cool.
First responders. In co-op, answer all UNSC distress calls in any difficulty. Hunting party. In co-op, eliminate all banished high-value targets in any difficulty. 20G. Air raid. In co-op, kill 100 enemies while all players are riding air vehicles, so
that's really cool. 100 seems like a lot, but that's cool.
It is, but it probably wouldn't take that long once you get the Wasp. And like, you can do all those one after the other, because as you unlock the bases and you do that stuff, you're going to work your way up to the Wasp. And then you never set foot on the ground again anyway.
Yeah, when we were doing mission debrief, like, we actually maxed out, like, if you want to, you can push hard and get the Wasp pretty early in the game, like earlier than you really expect.
Just a shame there's no Falcon. That would be
That's
so
what I'm
charming.
thinking, man. I mean, what it really needs is a Falcon that's a 4-player, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, even the Hornet would have done, like, you could take 3 up and get a spur, but still.
I like the Hornet better anyway.
I'd say it's much easier to get the Hornet in the game than that, but I don't know.
There have been some leaks that there is a Falcon model, so I'm hoping it's coming.
I'd be so happy.
We're getting the DMR. I'm hoping at some point we're getting the Falcon, because going forward with campaign co-op, if you got campaign DLC, having a Falcon would be good.
Now, four people going around on Wasps is pretty fucking dope too.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of firepower.
Yeah, just a nice little squadron.
But I want that grenade Falcon from Reach back.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
That's the way to go when you're killing enemies. Right, next one up here is Cowcatcher. In co-op, splatter 50 enemies while riding in a vehicle with another player.
Cool.
Gruesome Twosome, in co-op, kill 50 enemies while riding a mongoose with another player, so you can chuck both those out together if you do just... Well, be a little hard to get splatters with a mongoose, but you could do it. Keep It Steady, kill 5 enemies with a sniper rifle from a vehicle. All players aboard the vehicle share progress. That is good.
I love that caveat they've put on that, because I was about to say, hell no.
Does that mean you could put one AI on with a sniper and everyone else could just ride passenger seat and wait for him to get the kill?
It's all players, so I don't know. I don't know how that will work.
The next one, Rolling Thunder, kill 5 enemies with a gravity hammer from a vehicle. That sounds like madness.
That's cool.
All players aboard share the progress again, so that's good. In co-op, kill a hunter and its bond brother within 3 seconds of each other.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
That is 4-player heavy weapons.
Yeah.
Everyone with gravity hammers and hit the piñata together.
Well, all you would have to do is use a threat sensor and keep an eye on their health and make sure that like you're knocking them both down more or less evenly, and then hit them with a heavy weapon.
I never thought about using the threat sensor for the life, the life level.
It's cool.
I used it so little, I forgot it did that.
I used it a lot, man. I loved it. It's really good.
Next up, you, me, same page. In co-op, destroy all the cooling towers on dig site within 60 seconds. That seems pretty easy in 4-player co-op.
That's cool, and I would say also satisfying to like coordinate like 4 people launching like rockets or something, or throwing like to kind of sit in sync.
Controlled demolition. In co-op, destroy 4 fuel silos within 5 seconds of each other in Ransom Keep, or the Forge of Tesh. So that means you have to bring all 4 up at the same time and stick them at the same time to destroy them.
That's probably not too
You
difficult.
can throw fusion coils at them.
Or a rocket or something. I mean,
It's just about coordinating it.
just kill all the enemies and do that last.
And then the last one, Wolves at the Door. In co-op, lower all 3 gates within 15 seconds of each other at Riven Gate.
Oh, that's cool. I like these coordination ones. These are pretty cool.
That is all the achievements, so 24 total, 420 gamer score. Nothing there seems undoable.
No. Nothing seems like it's going to be a huge pain in the ass.
No, yeah. I appreciate that these are actual proper co-op ones. They seem really well thought out. I like them a lot, to be perfectly honest. These are pretty cool.
Right, our next bit of news now, we did cover this in the headlines before, but we didn't get to it in the main news. So this is Bonnie Ross stepping down at 343.
Yeah.
Probably all seen it by now. It basically says she's stepping down due to family reasons. Which, yes, Krysta, I agree. It's kind of it may have been a thing, but it's also the convenient excuse when you're, leaving.
Yeah, it's just, she was under a lot of fire. Like, a lot of fire. So it happens, family stuff comes up. I mean, it's a great, I don't want to get into it excuse, but, we all, I feel like we all know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much we're not firing you, but we're giving you the chance to, go.
Quit, yeah.
If you quit by yourself, then we won't have to fire you. So I don't know. It could be entirely legit. I hope it's not legit, because then no one's having a medical issue, and that's always the preferable thing. I hope it was just a case of letting her leave the company with her reputation intact. If there is a family medical thing, that's very sad, and I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case, but it is what it is now. I forget the gentleman's name who has stepped up to take her place. He is the guy that salvaged Master Chief Collection. He has a name that Lucas is afraid to pronounce, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But he is stepping in. I think a few people are sort of filling the role in overall, but he is very much a man who can steer a ship right while it's on fire. So hopefully he gets things geared up a bit more in 343.
Yeah.
Right, the next one we have is more Battle Royale rumours. So this has been going on for a while.
No.
343 have gone on record a few times as saying the only Battle Royale, or the only BR for us is the Battle Rifle. Hilarious. And they've said they're not working on a Battle Royale, which now technically could be true, because it seems like Certain Affinity is making it for them. If you're unfamiliar with Certain Affinity, they are an independent studio. They've worked, I think, with the Halo franchise since Halo 2 or 3. They do various things. I think they did some of the map packs for Reach and stuff. I think
Yeah,
they
they
may
did,
have
yeah.
had a hand in like Spartan Ops as well. They do a lot of multiplayer stuff. They're very good at what they do. They have a very close relationship with Microsoft. I've heard, I think it was listening to the Bombcast where they were talking about how they think Certain Affinity are the next studio that Microsoft will buy, but they have to wait until they get the Activision thing nailed down, so they're just having a currently very close relationship. But it very much sounds like they could become the second Halo studio.
That'd be cool to get a second Halo studio. Now, I don't want an Activision, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and the other site I'm getting out. Like, I'm not looking for like multiple studios pumping out Halo games every year or some shit, but it's clear the 343 probably do need a hand.
They definitely need more staff. Like, from what I've heard of people in the industry talking about it, a live service game like this should have a couple of thousand staff, and I think 343 have several hundred, and then contractors, and that's it. So another studio would be good. The executive of Certain Affinity, Paul Sams, made a statement. He said that I'll just say that back in January, there was a report leaked that they're working on the Battle Royale mode. Then in February, they released a statement at the time saying they were deepening their relationship with 343. And then he made this statement now recently where he said, the biggest thing we're doing that's public right now, for more than 2 years now, we've been working on Halo Infinite, doing something that they're very prescriptive about what we can say, but we're doing something unannounced, and we're doing lead development on that unannounced thing from conception and design. It's something big and new for the franchise, but I can't say any more about it. That's our single largest project of all 3 current projects. We have close to 100 developers working on that. They have a team of 100 working on an unannounced big project. There have been leaks of menu screens and stuff. It's codenamed Tatanka, I think it is.
So it's a game mode, right? It's just it's definitely multiplayer and it's some kind of mode.
It seems very much like it is the Battle Royale mode, because the menu that leaked had like team doubles, triples, quads. Basically, this is seeming like there's a Battle Royale. I don't know why I can't say that. A Battle Royale mode in the works, probably coming next year.
Okay.
They've been working on it for 2 years now, 3 years for a Battle Royale mode. It must be an impressive mode.
It's got to have its own new maps, so you have to think about that too. Like, it's probably its own, maybe even new game mechanics. How does the game start? Are you dropping in somewhere?
I mean, they could just use part of the campaign map if they really wanted to.
I'm kind of wondering if things like the models for the Falcon could be for something like that, because if you had a big mode like that, you might need air transport to get your squad where you're going.
It's the battle bus.
It could be cool because maybe if you're on different islands and maybe you have to get an air vehicle to get from one to the other, like that would be pretty cool as the map shrinks or as the island, as the ring, let's say, falls apart around you. It'd be cool if it wasn't like a zone getting smaller, if it was the physical map breaking apart. That would be dope.
If the hexagons started to drop away across the edge of the map, I think that would be really cool. Like, just literally have the floor fall out from under you.
And then maybe have like the life support fail, like things like there's no gravity, all this kind of shit. Like, that'd be so cool.
Can you imagine, like, you'd be playing like Rubicon Protocol where you're driving across the terrain as it starts to fall out from under you and you're trying to get to the next safe zone? Like, that sort of stuff could be very cool.
That could be very cinematic, yeah. That'd be really badass.
I'd love to see what this is, and Certain Affinity are pretty good. I don't think anyone really has any complaints about their work. They're a good studio, they do good multiplayer stuff. Did they do the multiplayer for Combat Evolved Anniversary originally? I think, did they take the lead on that, or was it the Halo 2 maps for Halo 2 Anniversary? They definitely did one of those.
They definitely worked on the Anniversary Edition, yeah.
Oh, it may actually have been the Halo 2 ones as well, those like super revamped maps that they picked. They may have done that as well, so I'm looking forward to that. I'd love to see what this mode is. It seems like Battle Royale. If they don't call it Battle Royale and they call it Warzone 2.0 and it's the same sort of like mesh of both, that'll be cool. One last little bit of news. I believe it was announced at HCS because I remember Lucas sending us a video, but there is a Pit remake coming to Halo Infinite. It has been made in Forge. Looks quite good. There's a video of it. Do we like the Pit?
I never understood people's obsession with the Pit. I was so bored of it when it came out, and then people still love it, and they remake it so many times, and it's been in all the games. I'm like, oh my god.
I don't mind the Pit. I think it depends. It's like everything. What game types are you playing on it, and are you playing with people? But I have had some fun on it on different modes. Like one of my favourite games of zombies ever was, or Infection Zombies, someone will come and shout at me later, was on the Pit. And I've had some fun here and there, but it is a map they go back to a lot, but I suppose that's kind of what you need at the minute is maps that give people the warm fuzzy feelings while there's a lack of maps.
Interesting that you say that, because Certain Affinity, I just have their list there now, they did start with Halo 2, the Blastacular map pack. The one that came on a disc.
Oh, I have that.
Then they also did, in 2009, they helped up with Halo Waypoint, which is the 360 app that they did in 2011. Then they did do Halo Combat Evolved to the 360. Then they moved on to Halo Reach, did some stuff with that. The different map packs. 2012 they did Halo 4, a whole bunch of stuff there. And then 2014 they were obviously involved in Master Chief Collection. And obviously we know they're working with Infinite for us now.
They definitely do a lot of Halo stuff. Like, I think they would be in prime position to step in as the second Halo studio.
Yeah, for sure.
If you could have them as a team working on maps and stuff and alternating with 343, like you said, you don't want to be in the position of COD where you get a different game by a different studio every year. But if you were going to tell me, right, you'll get new maps every second or third month because we've got two teams working on them in tandem, like that would be cool.
But if these guys came in and started supporting multiplayer and then 343 go back to giving us some of that DLC, do you know what I mean? Give us some campaign DLC, working on something else.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of good stuff there, so I would be excited about that. And yeah, that's it. Like the Pit remake, when you look at that fly-through video, it looks pretty good. I know it's a Forge map, but it still looks decent. I think Forge looks quite good these days.
The neon kind of lighting on it's pretty cool. I will say that.
Part of me wonders why they went for like the space skybox, but at the same time, I suppose it's that or regular sky, so they went for something a bit different.
Space is always cooler.
Yeah, but I think with the atmosphere they went for, you may as well have just remade it as a Forerunner map then. I think that would make more sense to have it in the Forerunner aesthetic in space, as opposed to the sort of UNSC Academy look, but I'm sure someone will remake it anyway. But I do look forward to seeing more maps remade in Forge. I suppose Lockout seems like an appropriate one. Any map like that seems like a no-brainer for a Forge remake now.
Yeah, I mean, anything with that kind of simple feel to it.
It's just blocks, it's just crates, do you know what I mean? It's just shipping containers. That's all really the Pit is.
Although they can like do stuff with terrain, so I would like to see if someone will just remake Valhalla, because I feel like it's not Halo until you're playing Valhalla.
Yeah, or Blood Gulch.
Or the Gulch of Blood.
I'm not as fussed on Blood Gulch. Valhalla's where it's at.
Heresy.
For me.
Yeah, you're a monster.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's all our news, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing terribly exciting to report. That was kind of everything. Right, what have we got next? Evolve Digest. Do you want me to chug through this?
I can go through it.
David hasn't talked enough.
Evolve Digest. So, what's happening with us, guys? You have Pockets Evolved Infinite Impressions. So, this is all the topics relating to the game and the ongoing support. So, the last episode that we've done was the Winter Seasons Impressions. The last episode just out with myself, Ian, and Aaron talking through what's coming up next for Halo. The next episode will most likely be the Forge preview or a surprise. I guess we have a surprise come through. It might be the co-op impressions. We're going to see what happens when. Mission Debrief is on a hold at the moment, obviously, because we have finished all of the Halo games.
It's crazy.
So like all Halo games, every single mission is broken down by us. So if you want to go check that out as you play through, it's a great kind of guide and kind of just a fun chat over all of the Halo games. Next episode will most likely be involved on co-op and going through a co-op campaign experience. So we'll give that a bash. Build with Blocks is still ongoing. This is all centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe, of which there is a lot. So the latest reviews is the Mega Halo fan survey launches. So that's still ongoing. Colin over there and other Jurassic Park man.
Yeah, the last video up was Tom's. It was basically just directing everyone to the fan survey to like point Mega in the right direction they want for the future of Halo related sets and stuff. And you get to see Tom's face.
Oh my god.
What?
Sneaky Tom putting his face on YouTube. Doesn't know it's dangerous. We have Halo TV Plus, which is a show we did actually. Oren kind of was heavily involved in this. It was good fun. It's a commentary and analysis of the Halo's original TV show, Halo the series, and it's placed within the Silver timeline. So we still need to do, I think, a season 1 recap, which we haven't kind of done, and it's probably worth a rewatch too. I think a bunch of us might do that probably over Christmas.
We did like an end of season review of it, but I want to sit everyone down and be like, it's been a few months. Does it seem any better or worse when we go back to it now?
Yeah, and again, I'd like to watch it all maybe together. It might be better when it's binged as opposed to like in parts. We'll see how we get on. We also have the Halo Book Club. So this is exactly what you think it is. It's thorough discussions based on all of the extended lore media. Mostly it's books and comics that we talk about here. And the last book we did was Promises to Keep, which is a short story. We have another next one coming up from Fractures, which is Ana Rosa, which I don't know off the top of my head, but we will get it done.
That is the story about the Oni agent trying to get permission to use a donor brain for an AI.
Oh, right.
Ew.
Yeah, it ties into he's going to a family member to get their permission to sign over the body while it's still viable.
Okay. I don't remember this, but okay. Let's go check it out.
It's interesting. It ties into Halo Wars 2.
Interesting. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. We also have, I say we, but we're partner up, like we mentioned before, with HCS Pro Talk. This is Josh and Will, where they discuss all of the competitive Halo scene news and emphasis on the community as well. So if you want to watch their show live on Monday nights around 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, which is all fake time to me. Aaron might tell me if he knows off the top of his head what the real time is. So the guys are over at twitch.tv/HCS Pro Talk. Go follow them on YouTube and favorite them on your podcast feed. So that's Josh and Will at HCS Pro Talk.
Hello, Podcast Evolved audience, and welcome to Inside HCS, your monthly recap of all things Halo esports presented by us, none other than HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. For this segment, we'll be recapping the HCS news and competition for the month of September 2022. But before we get into the recap, Will, let's begin with a little introduction, as always, into what exactly is the HCS.
The HCS, or Halo Championship Series, is the umbrella in which all Halo competition lives under. The 21-22 HCS season is nearing its end with the Halo World Championship in October. So stay tuned for a blog post outlining the 23 HCS season over at Halo Waypoint in the coming months. For all major tournament announcements from the HCS team over at 343 Industries, please make sure to follow their Twitter account at HCS and their official YouTube channel by searching for Halo Esports. Josh, before we get into the tournament highlights from September, including the HCS Orlando Major, something tells me we had some awesome HCS news stories come out over the month. Let the listeners know what happened within the HCS during September.
So the beloved Halo 3 map, The Pit, is being remade for Halo Infinite and will be included within matchmaking and the HCS Season 2 once it has been released. Yes, it looks like a Taco Bell. No, this is not a bad thing, because Taco Bell. 4 partnered organizations, 4 different HCS merch collaborations, all dropping throughout the month of... I put March when I meant to say October. What am I doing? They're released in October. Here is a list of what to expect, and if you're attending the Halo World Championship, these items can be purchased on site. E-United is October 6th, Space Station October 10th, FaZe Clan October 13th, and Sentinels October 17th. And finally, the Quadrant has been revealed as a Halo Championship Series partner. The first of potentially 3 organizations have officially been announced as entering the HCS Partnership Program, and it's none other than the professional F1 driver Lando Norris's organization in Quadrant taking the spot. Once the second season of HCS begins in 2023, Quadrant will have in-game skins and additional plans between Quadrant and the HCS will take place. Will, One of the greatest weekends in competitive Halo occurred at the end of September in the HCS Orlando Major. But before that, players got in some great online practice with the E-United Grunt Classic. Let the folks know what happened during these events.
All right, taking place the weekend before the HCS Orlando Major, partnered organization E-United put together a $25,000 online event to give teams some practice before the Major. The top teams came to play, and the online gods in Optic Gaming took the first place spot, with Sentinels, the renewed FaZe, and Cloud9 taking second, third, and fourth respectively. Now, we all know how well Optic performs online, and if you didn't already know, this tournament should have been the key identifier for you. They always win online. But now it was time to see if the LAN curse would end for them. All eyes were set on Orlando, the final major event before the Halo World Championship, bringing us to HCS Orlando. It was time to see where these top teams stack against one another in a LAN environment only a month before the most important event of the year. The storylines were everywhere leading into this event. What would the top 12 teams be that qualify for pool play at the Halo World Championship? Would Sentinels get back to the back-to-back LAN wins? Would Cloud9 prove they are capable on LAN while not performing well online? Would the revamped FaZe prove that they made the right roster moves? And would Optic finally win a LAN event? Well, we finally got all of the answers, and if there was ever a known fact after pool play concluded during the event, it's that Optic had no intentions of repeating their performance in Kansas City. They weren't going to lose, and lose they did not. In fact, Optic blew the competition out of the water, including Cloud9 in the grand finals 4-1. The LAN curse had finally been broken, and Optic had won a LAN at the perfect time, too. They look unstoppable, but they have a lot of teams eyeing to rain on their parade. If you want a complete breakdown of the entire tournament, please check out our 254th episode. And Josh, we are less than a month away from the biggest HCS event of the year, the Halo World Championship. What do the listeners have to look forward to with the event?
So this is it. The most important Halo esports event of the year, where the greatest teams will be competing to determine who will become world champions. Here's a breakdown of the tournament. The Halo World Championship prize pool starts at $1 million. The top 12 teams placing from Orlando, regardless of their region, will qualify for pool play. And the top 2 placing teams from each region outside of the top 12 at Orlando, with HCS points being used as the tiebreaker, will be invited to an 8-team play-in bracket at the Halo World Championship, where the top 4 placing teams from that bracket will join the other 12 teams in pool play. The pool play will be 4 groups of 4 round robin. The top 2 teams from each pool will advance to the championship bracket. And the bottom 2 teams, well, they'll be eliminated from the tournament. The championship bracket will be a double elimination, best of 5, until the grand finals, which will be best of 7. And there's also an FFA, free-for-all, with a prize pool of $5,000. But that's not where the fun ends. Because here's a breakdown of the other festivities happening at the event. There will be development panels, cosplay contests, artist panels, meet and greets with members of 343 Industries, partnered team and sponsor booths, free play Halo Infinite LAN stations, and special guest appearances and signings. The action takes place Friday, October 21st through Sunday, October 23rd at the Seattle Convention Center in Seattle, Washington. And if you want to attend in person, tickets are available right now. So thank you for joining us on this edition of Inside HCS for September 2022. If you're interested in finding out more about these tournaments or anything else in the competitive Halo space, please check out HCS Pro Talk on all the socials, YouTube, Twitch, and anywhere you happen to find your podcasts. Podcast Evolve crew, take it away.
And that's kind of it. I guess, Krysta, if you want to wrap us up there and get us out of here, we can leave and go back to our lives.
Perfect. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, you can find every episode to all of our shows on our website, evolvedhalo.com. There's so much content. How did we keep doing this?
How did we?
I don't know. How did we survive? Or you can search for each show's unique podcast feed on your listening platform of choice. If you want to listen to everything all in one feed, follow Halo Podcast Evolved on your favorite podcast service and leave us a review. Once again, another special shout out to all of our patrons for supporting this show and making all of this possible. Head to patreon.com/Halo Podcast Evolved to learn more. And finally, if you want to leave us a voicemail, because we have one of those, about this episode, a previous episode, or anything Halo related, please. We get strange calls on there sometimes. You can give us a call at 205-EVOLVED. That's 205-386-5833. And with that, I have been your host, Krysta. And until next time, evolve!
Evolved.
Evolved.